It's no surprise whatsoever. This has been coming for months. You can go back to last summer even. We know that there were approaches made to Pochettino from Tottenham about a potential return to North London. We knew that he wasn't entirely happy at PSG. He wasn't entirely happy in Paris. He spent a long time living in a hotel, which probably didn't help matters. Then over the course of this season, even with PSG streaking towards the Ligue 1 title, things haven't felt right. Things haven't clicked. The football's been appalling. They were knocked out of the Coupe de France early. They had that latest Champions League capitulation against Real Madrid. And the feeling has been for a long time that Pochettino was probably not going to continue beyond this summer. So the fact that we appear to have arrived at the point of his departure is not really going to surprise anyone, I don't think.
One league on by 15 points. Does it reflect the fact that PSG, the Qatari owners, are focused purely on the Champions League now that he leaves?
I think that's partly it. But I think on top of that, there's a feeling that PSG need to get back to basics in terms of their football, that they need to put football back at the centre of the project. There are always accusations around PSG that it's more about the commercial side of things, that it's more about merchandising, that it's more about star names. You look back to that remarkable recruitment drive they went on last summer with Lionel Messi and Sergio Ramos and Achraf Hakimi and Jorginho Wijnaldum coming in and all the rest of them. And despite that, you didn't ever get any sense that things had fallen into place on the pitch. It's very difficult to say what Pochettino was trying to achieve. PSG never played with any great sense of coherence, with any great sense of style. And when you've got the players that they have in that squad, the very least is that, they'd be able to get you out of your seat every now and again. And despite, as you say, cruising to the Ligue 1 title by 15 points, the number of times when PSG put in really impressive performances, you could count them on the palm of one hand. And I think that's a factor as well in the desire to move Pochettino on and move, bring someone else in. Yes, Champions League remains the number one ambition, as it has been for the Qataris ever since they first arrived in 2011. But someone who can give this team some kind of identity is going to be a top priority as well.
How difficult for a manager coming in? It's going to be a wonderful war chest potentially to have some wonderful star names, but there's suggestions perhaps that Kylian Mbappe has now an influence over decision-making there. Is that going to be a deterrent for some big-name managers?
If you look at the players that you get to work with as PSG manager, there have been fewer, more exciting collections of footballers assembled at one club in the entire history of the game. So there can't be many managers who wouldn't want an opportunity to work with players of that caliber. Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, Verratti, all the rest of them. But if you look at the profile of the coaches who have left PSG in recent years and who have been deemed to have failed, Carlo Ancelotti, Unai Emery, Thomas Tuchel, all of these guys who've gone on to achieve really impressive things since leaving PSG, which suggests that PSG is just a very difficult club to manage. And, as you say, we know that Kylian Mbappe is being given some kind of input behind the scenes when it comes to decision making. There's a suggestion that he approved the decision to bring in Luis Campos as sporting advisor, which was confirmed last week. We don't yet know the extent of Mbappe's influence behind the scenes. Is he getting a veto on potential signings? We don't yet know. But that is one of the elements that has always been a constant with PSG. This sense that there are lots of voices, competing for influence behind the scenes, and whoever comes in to replace Mauricio Pochettino is just going to have to deal with it and hope that it doesn't. It doesn't undermine things for them in the same way that it's undermined things for some of their predecessors.
Yeah, as you mentioned, some big names have come and gone in recent years. Now we think Jose Mourinho has been linked, Zinedine Zidane. But as I understand, it sounds like Christophe Galtier of Nice is the front runner. Tell us about him, because he, of course, bloodied PSG's nose last year.
Yeah, Christophe Galtier, fantastic coach, has done great things everywhere he's been in France, most notably winning Liga with Lille in 2021 and pipping Pochettino's PSG to the post in the process. He's been at Nice since last summer. They had a very good start to the season, trailed off a little bit in the second half of the season. There have been some conflicts there between Galtier and Julien Fournier, the sporting director, which suggests that he might perhaps be ready for a change of scene. He's someone who is hugely admired in French football. He's someone who speaks very well. He's a great man manager. His teams are very well organised, very compact, generally play on the counter-attack. I think if there's a question mark about Galtier, it's on that. It's on his footballing ideas. You know, he's not someone whose teams necessarily play spectacular football.